yes. I didn't know that I wasn't writing a paranormal. I actually thought I was. In the first draft of Black Ice that I turned into my editor, there were ghosts. The ghosts of murdered girls who appear to my main character, Britt, and they give her clues about who the bad guys, who the serial killer is, so that Britt can avoid this person. And my editor read it and said, "This is too easy. We can't have ghosts appearing to the main character and giving her the answers. You're going to have to make her smarter than that, make her work harder for it." So at that point, we cut out all paranormal elements, and it became just a straight thriller. I think it was easier switching genres, not realizing at the time that I was going to be doing that. And I know it is different from Hush Hush, but it just felt like the story I wanted to write at that time. And it was fun to do something different and challenge myself in a different way.
Do you think you're going to carry on with the thrillers? Are you got to go directing and doing more now? With the paranormal romance side there?
So my next book, which comes out next October, Sapphire Skies, it's definitely a thriller, but there's a lot more romance in that book because that was one of the things that Black Ice is so intense. There's so much going on at all times that it was really hard to make it believable for this guy and this girl who are being chased by a serial killer to stop and have time to make out on the mountain or whatever. So I missed that, and I definitely put a lot more of that into Sapphire Skies.
Have you ever ended up in a dangerous situation like Britt has? Ever?
Fortunately, no. It didn't base her experience off anything that's happened to me. But I think that's what imagination is for.
So like your characters, I know Calvin, did you base him on any douchey ex-boyfriends? Or just your other characters as well, any sort of inspiration from friends or anything, basically?
Most of the characters are based on people that I knew, even in the Hush Hush series. A lot of characters are based on people that I did know. Calvin is not based on any ex-boyfriends. Actually, my boyfriend in high school was a really sweet guy. He's not like Patch, and he's not like Calvin. He was just a really good guy. But Corby, if you've read the book, I've gotten so many letters from people about Corby not liking her, and I don't like her either. But she was based off someone that I knew in high school, and I think a lot of times we put a lot of focus on talking about, oh, this girl in this book is involved in an unhealthy relationship with a boy, but we really don't talk about relationships that girls have with each other as much, I feel, and so I kind of wanted to address that in Black Ice.
Yeah. Going on like your writing styles, I always want to ask you this actually. You know the endings, do you always know how you're going to end your books, or do you just suddenly come to you and be like, wow, like in the end you end it?
So Hush Hush was a book that I just sat down and kind of wrote it, let it just kind of come along. I didn't really know where I was going with that book, and it took 5 years to write. And I think that's part of the reason why, is I was just kind of wandering. And once you publish a book, generally speaking, your publisher wants more books from you, and they put you on deadlines, and you have less than a year to write the next book and the next book. So I felt like I didn't have the time with my next books to just wander and kind of feel the story out. And so I do outline. Before I start writing my books, I spend 6 to 8 weeks just plotting the book and figuring out who the characters are and what their obstacles are and how they're going to overcome them. So I know the beginning, middle, and end, but a lot of times as I'm writing, I'll get a better idea that strays from my outline, and I'm flexible. It's okay, I can go with that new idea.
We'll do a little fun one now. Marry, kiss, or throw off a cliff. We've got Patch.
Wait, is this a game that you
yeah,
play?
So,
I don't even know.
Do you know what
game.
No,
I don't. Okay, I was like, a story. What?
So what you have to do is I'll give you 3 people.
Okay.
And you have to pick whether to kiss them, marry them, or throw them off a cliff.
Oh, I like this game.
Yeah?
Is it a game show?
No, it's just like a thing people do, you know?
Oh.
So,
all kinds of things about English. Marry,
kiss, or throw off a cliff. Yeah, and it's your book characters. So.
Oh, this sounds great.
So we've got Patch, obviously. We've got Calvin.
Okay.
And we've got Mason, aka Jude.
Okay.
Yes.
And so now I tell you which
Yeah,
one I
which
would.
one you would like to kiss, which one would you marry?
Oh my gosh, my husband better not be watching. Well, Calvin, throw off a cliff. Let's just get that one out of the way. Patch, kiss, marry, Mason.
Yeah, do you guys agree with that?
Yeah. my tips for writers, first, join a critique group. I belonged to a critique group when I was writing Hush Hush and submitting the story for publication, and I think it's really important to have cheerleaders on your side, or even to just have this sense of solidarity, that there are other people who are going through the struggles that you are. And interestingly enough, when I say join a critique group, a lot of times people assume that you learn so much from having people critique your own writing. Well, I found that I actually learned the most about writing from critiquing other people's stories. And that's when I could figure out, this works, or this doesn't work. And that's how I really learned how to structure stories and write them. Another tip, eavesdrop. I use this one a lot back home when I hit writer's block or I'm stuck. I just don't even know where my story's going. I'll go hang out at a movie theater or a coffee shop, and I'll just eavesdrop on teenagers' conversations and listen to all the things that are, the problems they're going through, the struggles they're going through, and just trying to really develop my ear for dialogue, how they talk. And I have my notebook there, and I'm just jotting notes down. I think it's so great that these people come in and then they leave and they have no idea that I was there spying on them and using their...
Do you sometimes do that on Twitter? Just randomly search people's conversations sometimes?
I haven't done it on Twitter. I should do that though.
Going on from like authors and stuff, what are your kind of books you're reading at the moment that you're really into? You can recommend to all of us, my audience.
So I have 2 boys at home, 12 and 8, and so a lot of the books that I read are either reading books to make sure that I feel like it's an appropriate book for my son, or reading books to them at night. So I feel like I'm widely read in children's books. As for a good YA book that I would recommend, The Young Elites by Marie Lu, which just came out. It's so hard. I wish I could talk to everyone and say, well, what kind of books do you like? And then it might be easier to recommend. But also the Legend series by Marie Lu is really good. Oh, we have a little cheer. I like that. Yeah. Currently reading the Maze Runner series.
Have you seen the film?
No. My son really wants to see it. I don't know. Is it pretty? I don't know. We'll talk about it later.
It's good. It's got some good CGI. Yeah.
Okay.
Good acting.
Okay.
Great. You've got the Hush Hush series now, and you've got Black Eyes out now. There's some like highs and lows of being an author, and kind of, because obviously your life's changed way a lot since the Hush Hush series. But is there some highs and lows for you? I'm sure there's loads of highs and lows.
Yes. I mean, there's both. It's hard because I don't want to get up in front of people and complain. Like,
No.
life's so hard, because it's not really that hard. In a lot of ways, it doesn't change. Like, I still do laundry. I still clean my house. I still have to clean the toilets. I am teaching my kids to do that, though. Little boys need to be put to work. You know, traveling is hard. When I have a family, and you know, I was just talking with Casey back before we came out. So I have been home 2 weeks since September 25th, and it's hard. I mean, I won't lie. It's exhausting. People sometimes think reviews are a hard part about being an author. I don't find that so much. I did with my first book because I actually looked for reviews, and then I quickly learned. That's just not a good idea. Let people talk about your book on stage and don't worry about it.
It's your baby as well, you know.
Right, and I mean, they totally can. I just think it's important for the author, perhaps me specifically, not to know what people are saying.
So I thought we would end this us two with a quick fire round. So you've got to do this really quickly.
Okay.
Some book related and some
Jet lag,
completely non-book related things. So here we go. Favorite childhood read?
Matilda.
Go.
By Roald Dahl.
Favorite movie star?
Oh my gosh, I don't know anyone. It used to be Tom Cruise when I was a teenager. I know, boo, right? Okay, but I did like him.
Tea or coffee?
I just drink water. That's all I drink.
Yeah.
I don't even drink milk. I'm a water girl.
Favorite color?
Red.
Top of your Christmas list? Anything?
Books, probably.
Yeah.
Maybe a GoPro.
Yes, I really want. Guilty pleasure?
Bubble bath.
Favorite movie?
Dances with Wolves.
Apart from your own, favorite lead YA male?
4.
Yes. Favorite musical?
My Fair Lady.
Something to tell your teenage self. Something you could have told.
Don't straighten your hair.
Snow or sun?
judgy pants.
And last one, what genre would you like to write which you haven't already?
Science fiction.
Awesome. Okay, so you guys got any questions? This is your chance. Any? No?
Any questions about my books? Or I know this is it. My Twitter feed's always filled with questions. So. Yeah. So, question is, what made me start writing young adult, right?